You know, you do have to wonder what a sort of clotheads they are over at the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. I've mentioned this many times before. You know, if you work for an organisation of that size, then they have, you know, impartiality rules and also rules just about broadcasting in general. If you want to keep that highly paid, lucrative job, then you toe the line, right? Seemingly the memo has not got to some of their lesser known stars, and I use the word loosely. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me. Real pleasure to have your company. And welcome one and all. And please do, for all of us out there, welcome all the brand new subscribers. Just let them know that they are welcome. As I often say, keep it clean. Don't be rude to each other. And, you know, it's not worth having petty arguments over missing commas and words. Truly, you know, let's just be friends. Do you know what I'm saying? And can I ask once again, please, not to recommend other links and videos and so-and-so said on their video, etc. It's not that I'm not wanting to support other people, but some of them I do not align myself with their, shall we say, manifesto. And I'm putting that nicely. So please refrain from suggesting other people take a look at other people's links. If you do, it's simply removed by the moderator so nobody sees it. And I do appreciate the fact that, you know, it's not for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Back as ever to your news story of the day. What's interesting here, you see, is when you have, as I say, a big deal, a big contract with the BBC, you have what they call to have to be impartial. Not that we've noticed that, of course, with $1 million plus a year ex-footballer, match of the day presenter Gary Lineker. You know, he has been curtailed a little bit, but now the BBC and the head of the BBC, Tim Davie, have a huge problem. This time with the Welsh wonder Carol Vorderman. Now, Carol hosts a show over on BBC Radio Wales. Big area, lovely part of the country, Wales. Absolutely adore it. Love your language, by the way. It just sounds so much more fun, spoken in Welsh. But here's the problem, you see. Carol has now come out, strangely enough, as some kind of socialist. This is the multi-millionairess, Carol Vorderman, who's raked in literally millions of pounds with so many various endorsements, including one that's coming now back to haunt her after a tabloid newspaper did some research into it, Ocean Finance. That's right, Carol fronted it for a number of years and left quite a lot of people who undertook some of those loans in debt. Bit worrying. They claim, of course, that she was the voice of reason. I'm not suggesting Carol Vorderman's responsible, but you do have to be careful what you align yourself to, as you can imagine. But back to Carol and the BBC. You see, she's been putting out these very vitriolic tweets, basically saying, get the Tories out, Boris is this, Boris is that, doesn't like Rishi Sunak, you know, never anything about the other side. So there's no impartiality. This is now seemingly coming crashing down because a lot of people are asking, including much of the media, why is she allowed to get away with saying this on such a public platform? And Carol, you see, is a bit of a delicate little flower herself. You know, she was pictured literally crying in her own car because the paparazzi apparently were chasing her. Nonetheless, posts pictures like this, quite literally on her social media feed, and wonders why she gets negative attention. You can see where this is going. Also, Carol, you see, does like a lot of attention. She allegedly was going to be flying around the world at one point after getting her pilot's license. Haven't seen that yet, so many people wonder, was that simply a publicity stunt? More attention. She's been on various TV shows, but her most famous was, of course, Countdown for Yorkshire TV. They dumped her when she wanted £1 million a year just to turn a few cards on an afternoon quiz show. You understand how this works now. But for now, the BBC are simply ramping up exactly what they're going to be doing with Carol Vorderman. Has she broken rules? Should she be allowed to say these things? And more importantly, how damaging is it for the brand of the BBC? More importantly also, how damaging is it for the alleged brand of Carol Vorderman? I always believe that you should try and keep out things like politics and religion, don't you? Sean in the very heart of London.